Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Saturday, July 22nd, 2017. As you can see, very overcast day. So I just want to show you that. Temperature's not bad, it's kind of comfortable actually. So, let me just get this set up real quick. Alright. So, I wanted to do a video. I was thinking about this, and I think it's kind of important to do this video. I want to do a video on fear, and does it control you? Okay. Now, fear is a motivator for most people. We have that fight or flight syndrome. It's natural in everybody. You come up into a bad situation, and it's hello. How are you, miss? So you get in a situation and you either run or you fight, and your body's going to tell you what to do, and you will listen to your body and you will do exactly what it says. And I've been in a few of those situations in my lifetime, and it just after processing what was the best thing to do, I did what I had to do. So anyway, here, no, today I don't want you up on top of me. Come on, I know you want to be in the video, but not today. So let's talk about fear. Okay, fear can be debilitating. I mean, where to the point where you are afraid to go out of the house. You're afraid to be out in public, and those type of things. And if you look at what's going around in the world all the time, it can be a really depressing thing, and it can scare the crap out of you to the point where you don't do anything, and that's not the way it should be. Okay, you should use fear as a motivator, in my opinion. Okay, you need to have a healthy fear in life in general, because of the fact of it's a scary world out there. So the way I look at it, okay, it's a scary world. There's a lot of bad things that can happen. So what can I do, as a father, is the head of my household, if you will, to alleviate as much of that fear as I possibly can. And so now that obviously all comes back to prepping. I love prepping, guys. I'll be honest with you. But the thing is, with prepping, and I've talked about this before, prepping for me is, and I know it's a dirty word, and people go, oh, you're a prepper, so you're crazy, yada, yada, yada. But that's whatever. For me, it's about peace of mind, and it's about being able to sleep comfortably at night knowing that whatever, the world throws at us, we're in a better situation than most people. And so that's a healthy fear, okay? The fear, if you are like, oh my God, everything's so horrible, I'm not even going to leave the house, that's an unhealthy fear. So you can use fear as a motivator, and it can be a good thing if done in the right way, okay? I mean, my God, if you look at all the crap that's going on around the world, in our society, you have pedophiles out there, you have rapists out there, there's murderers. I mean, look at the murder rate in some of these cities. It's insane, okay? So that could be a huge thing that just you need to fear those things. I mean, you need to think about those things, okay? And then let's throw in the fact that there's all kinds of natural disasters that can happen, okay? It's all over the place, so just waving to one of my neighbors as he's walking by. But if you take that fear and use it to be for a positive thing, that's good. But you can't let fear become to a point where you can't do anything, you can't function, and letting it consume you. That's not a good thing to do with fear, okay? Use fear as a motivator. Don't let it control you. And that's, And I'm gonna tell you what, guys. In our lives, we're all gonna get in situations where, like I said, I've been in them. You know, where I mean, I was scared to freaking death. I mean, scared to death, and I had to make a decision. And in my heart, I've always felt that I've made the right decision, which basically means that other person got hurt before I got hurt. And you do what you have to do, okay? But you know, giving yourself as much control as you possibly can of your situation is a good thing. So use fear, use it in a positive way, okay? Like I said, fear can be, I have like, all the cats are, I don't know if you can see, Bella's over here, obviously Soxy's right here, Lucy's over here, and then on the other side of the camera, Max is there, and Buddy's over there. Summertime, these guys, they don't ever want to be in a house, day or night. They come in, they eat, and boom, they're out the door again. But man, I'll tell you one thing, when winter comes and it gets cold, they don't want to leave the house, especially the girls. The girls will not leave the house in the wintertime. Boys might go out for like an hour and then they're back in. But the girls, they're like, nope, not doing it. So anyway, you know, like I said, I want you guys to take that fear and use it as a motivator, use it as a positive, to put yourself in a situation, put yourself that you have the advantage, and you know, it's working on your skill sets. If you don't have firearms training, get firearms training. You know how to use weapons in a safe way. I'm going to share a story with you, okay? We're going to talk about this a second here. We're going to talk about it's a firearm story. So as a kid, I learned how to handle guns at a very young age. I actually shot my first pheasant when I was 9. We grew up on a farm, and I was always taught to have a healthy respect of weapons, okay? Two things, and I've passed this on to my children too. You never point a gun at anybody unless you intend to shoot them, okay? That's number one. So you don't point a gun at anybody. When you have a weapon, you either have it pointed to the ground or straight up in the air, one of the two, especially if it's loaded. Okay, you don't freaking carrying it, sliding it around and doing all this type of stuff. That's insane. So, and I was always taught this: you treat every weapon as if it's loaded, even if it's not. Okay. So I was ingrained in this as a kid, ingrained in this, and you never pull the trigger, even if you know that the weapon is empty. Don't do it. Just don't ever do it. Okay. So I was taught this as a child. And, you know, so it was in my head. It was always in my head. So let's flash forward. Now I'm 16 years old, and I'm out partying with some buddies of mine. And we're at one of my buddies' house, okay? And so he's got his gun rack on the wall, and he's got a bunch of 22s and stuff like that. Because, you know, it's still pretty young, and, you know, his parents weren't letting him have a shotgun and all that type of stuff yet. So I pull off one of the 22s. Now I take it, point it, look at the ceiling, you know, engage it, click, 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 you know. I'm making sure, did it 10 times, dry fired. This gun is empty. This 22, there is no ammunition in this 22. I know it's empty, okay? Because I've just dry fired it 10 times. So, as teenage boys will do, we're screwing around. And I took this 22, and my buddy, my one buddy, I pointed it like this right here, and I put it in his stomach, okay? And I'm like, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you, goofing around. Now, I know I shouldn't be pointing this gun at anybody. Even as I'm doing it, I know I shouldn't be pointing this gun at anybody. In the back of my head, you know, now I know this gun is empty, guys. I know it's empty, okay? I've dry fired this weapon 10 times in a row, so I know there's no ammunition in this gun. So I'm pointing it at it, and I have my finger on the trigger, and I'm like, something in my head says, you know what? Even though you know this gun is empty, do not pull this trigger. And I didn't. And I pulled it out, and I pointed the 22 at the ceiling, and I pulled the trigger, and it went off. And it put a hole through the ceiling of their house. And I'm going to tell you what, I was like, oh my God, I came this close to shooting a friend of mine in the stomach, screwing around with a weapon, okay? And I'm going to tell you what, I never, ever, ever, ever again after that, ever played around again. Now, we'd been drinking, not an excuse, okay? But the thing is, thank goodness that that training that I had to never pull that trigger, even though you know it was empty, never pull that trigger, that saved my buddy from being injured or killed and for me from going to jail. And I was just like, it was just, that was a real huge thing. So that just, you need to have that healthy fear. That's having a healthy fear of that weapon, okay? A weapon is a tool like anything else. In the wrong hands, it can be used improperly, okay? Most gun owners are very law-abiding citizens that follow the rules, that don't do anything stupid. Now, you have people that have mental health issues that, you know, probably shouldn't have weapons. So, but the thing is, I wanted to share that with you because it is something that I remember today at 52 like it was yesterday, and it happened when I was 16. I never ever forgot that. And when I trained my children with weapons, okay, I talked about that story. I talk about that story. Anybody that's never had any kind of training, I talk about that because it could have been a game changer of my life because of something stupid that I did, okay? And I knew better than to put that gun pointed at his belly. Now, I did that anyway, okay? But, again, poor judgment. But thank goodness I didn't follow through with doing something stupid. Even though I knew that gun should have been empty. There's no way there should have been a round in the chamber. No way. I had dry fired it 10 times. So, it just goes to show you, you need to have that healthy fear of anything, okay? I want you guys to use fear as a motivational tool. I want you to look at things and go, God, this scares the crap out of me. What can I do? What can I do to alleviate my fear? Guys, that's what prepping is. Prepping alleviates my fear. Prepping makes it so that I can sleep at night and say, hey, if I wake up tomorrow to total chaos, or I wake up tomorrow to a major natural disaster, I have put myself in a position where I don't have to be afraid, that I can deal with the situation. I'm ready for the situation as best that we can be, because who knows what anything is going to happen, okay? But it's, you know, use it as a tool, guys. Fear can be used as a tool. All right, don't let fear control you. All right, so I wanted to do this video. I was actually laying in bed and I was thinking about this, and I said, you know what, I just, for whatever reason, I wanted to do this video today. So it's kind of weird how things kind of go for me sometimes. Things just pop into my head. Well, this is what just popped into my head. So I wanted to share this with you. And this story, I wasn't even thinking about this story with the 22. It just kind of came to me as I was talking. So I wanted to share that with you as well. But, you know, be as prepared as you can be. Give yourself peace of mind. Use fear as a tool. Use it as what it is. It's a tool to put you in a situation so you're not as afraid, okay? So anyway, guys, listen. It's Saturday. I would say it's a beautiful day. It's nice out, temperature-wise, but it's overcast, but that's okay. Oh, I wanted to tell you this. So yesterday had the highest day ever so far since we put up the new panels. I pulled in 7.9 kilowatt hours of power yesterday, so that was absolutely awesome. If I pull an average, if I get 4.5 to 5 kilowatt hours a day, that gives me all the power that I need. I can run all day into the night till we shut down and go to sleep. So that's where we're, you know, so as long as I'm getting at least 5 kilowatt hours, that's good. I mean, like this morning, I mean, the batteries were in freaking great shape still. So that's, you know, and like I said, I'll continue to add on to the system. But it was a good day. It was my best day that I've had as far as solar goes so far. Generally, spring is really, really good because there's no leaves on the trees yet, so there's no blockage of the sun with the leaves, but you know, that's everything kind of just goes together. But anyway, guys, listen, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. And I know I say this in every video, but it's really important, okay? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen, okay? Every day somebody's killed in a tragic accident or a stupid mistake. It happens every day. So remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. And remember, guys, it's STD. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever your goals are, whatever you're trying to reach, whatever you're trying to do, doesn't necessarily have to be with prepping, doesn't necessarily have to be living off grid. Whatever your motivation is, you can get there, you can reach it. The only one that's going to stop you from doing it is you, okay? That's real important too. And remember, those negative people out there, the people that are full of hate, they're so miserable and they're unhappy. The best thing we can do is feel sorry for them, because they're never going to get it. They're never going to get it. So you have to feel sorry for those negative people and stay away from them, because they want to bring you down to their level. And it's not worth the waste of your time or energy. It really isn't. And the best thing that we can do for those type of people is have pity for them, because that's all they deserve is our pity. That's it. Okay, so listen, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.